This morning, we're hearing from a Little League in Martin County. A Palm City woman is accused of stealing $14,000 from them. Candy Penanori was the bookkeeper for the Martin County Little League. Detectives say she stole the money over more than a year's time. Detectives say she bought stuff for herself at stores like Walmart, Target, and Bass Pro Shops. She is in jail on $100,000 bond. In a statement on Facebook, Martin County South Little League's president says he is contacting sponsors to make sure all of their donations were properly applied. He says the board is deeply saddened by this breach of trust. Well, the next time you walk to your car, check your license plate, especially if you live in Okeechobee County. Sheriff's deputies there are investigating a couple of reports of people stealing tags. Detectives say whoever is doing this is cutting off the corner of the tag. Thieves hit at least 2 vehicles last week. Both tags were stolen while the car owners were shopping. Officers say if you notice your tag missing, call police to report it. You can get a replacement for free. It's 10:05 right now on your Saturday morning, and kidnap calls, how scammers are targeting parents over the phone. And taking on technology scams, how the state is cracking down on pop-ups trying to take your money.
And weather-wise, already seeing temperatures in the 80s. It's going to be a warm one today. Plus, we're tracking a cool front pushing into northern Florida. Will it affect us? We'll talk about it coming up. Good morning, everyone. Storm Team 5 meteorologist Steve Villanueva here. It's going to be a warm one today. We're heading into the low 90s this afternoon. Maybe the beach, a good place to go, but it will be a blustery day today. We'll have winds out of the south at 20 to 25 miles per hour. The surf will be anywhere from knee to waist high, but a low chance of rip currents today. That's the good news, but nonetheless, always try to stay close to those lifeguards. Now, with the winds in place for you boaters, we do have that small craft caution in effect. Winds today up to about 20 to 25 knots. Seas anywhere from 3 to 4 feet. Inland waters will be choppy this afternoon, and there are your high and your low tide times for your Saturday.
Well, a bizarre story now out of Denver, but one that's an important information for everyone. A woman encountered a scare of a lifetime when she received a phone call from an individual claiming to have kidnapped her daughter, only to find out it was all a scam. Fox's Emily Allen has more details on this story.
It sounded exactly like her, and that was the beginning of the end of that 7 minutes of terror. That's exactly what it was. 7 minutes of terror.
Pam Pierce says this phone call was the scariest experience of her life.
It was awful.
And it wasn't even real.
That's what makes me just, what sick people are out there. Who could do that?
A man called her yesterday afternoon around the time her daughter Haley gets out of school.
I answered the call and I hear what sounded exactly like my daughter, hysterical, crying, "Mom, Mom, help me, help me. They're gonna kill me. Mom, Mom, I'm scared. Mom, 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 please, Mom, it's Haley, Mom." And I freaked out and I'm hysterical. What's going on? What's going on? And he said, "If you don't shut the F up, I'm gonna blow your daughter's brains out."
The man tells Pierce her only option is to pay up.
If my husband hadn't been home, I would have gone to the bank and emptied every last penny. Every last penny. And today would be a very different day.
These professional scammers are preying on parents across the U.S. A dad in Utah recorded a similar call.
If you want to help her, I don't want you doing nothing stupid, like calling the police or telling anybody else about what's going on. All right, if I feel that you're telling somebody, I'm going to hang up on you, and you're never going to hear from her again.
I don't even have words for who would do something like that. A criminal. So, I mean, it's sick. It's absolutely sick.
Pierce thinks scammers got her information and her daughter's name on social media.
Unfortunately, we're in that space right now in this day and age where we have to be more than careful.
Lucky for Pierce, her friend was also there and thinking more clearly. She called her son, who called Haley, saving Pierce and her bank account.
Haley walked in the door and I just lost it. She's like, "Mom, I'm okay, I'm here." Oh my God, I lost it. I lost it.
Next time, She'll let that call go to voicemail. And this is a message she hopes everyone hears.
Just know it's not real.
Was Emily Allen reporting. Happening today, the Justice Department will interview 4 candidates for the newly opened FBI director job. This includes acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe and former Texas Attorney General Senator John Cornyn. Insiders tell the Associated Press others may interview as well. The new director would replace James Comey, who President Trump fired earlier this week. Florida's Attorney General is cracking down on companies using pop-ups to trick you out of money. Pam Bondi says Florida leads the nation in tech support scams. Those crimes are up 13% since last year. One woman says she believed a pop-up was from Microsoft. She called the number on her computer screen, and by the time the call was finished, she paid hundreds of dollars to have her computer fixed. She also put her personal information at risk. And experts say most hacks are avoidable. A new report from Verizon shows most data is stolen because a password was easily stolen or guessed. Computer experts say lists of stolen passwords are floating around online. They recommend you use at least 8 characters, but not a common word. Use a phrase that could be harder to crack. Well, even Delta Airlines is confused by the electronics ban on flights to America. Delta confused international travelers yesterday by posting this sign at its Cincinnati terminal. The sign warns people need to check any electronics when flying back to the U.S. from Europe. But right now, the ban only applies to flights from parts of the Middle East and Africa. The White House is considering an electronics ban on flights from Europe to the U.S., but it is not in effect yet. 10:13 right now, the dangers of ride-sharing apps coming up, the latest accusations against an Uber driver in Florida. And he is set on saving the Treasure Coast from another algae crisis. But what's next for Governor Rick Scott on this issue? We'll tell you coming up. You're watching WPTV News Channel 5. Covering Florida right now, specifically Central Florida, Osceola County detectives say this Uber driver pictured on your screen sexually abused a 14-year-old girl. Sheriff's deputies say the girl requested an Uber driver to pick her up in Kissimmee on Wednesday. The driver, David Pena Mello, asked her to sit in the front seat. Detectives say he pulled into a wooded area and forced the girl to perform a sex act. He was arrested and charged yesterday. Well, it's a big step to prevent another algae crisis on the Treasure Coast. Yesterday, Governor Rick Scott signed a bill to create a reservoir south of Lake Okeechobee. As WPTV News Channel 5's Alex Hagan reports, the governor is not stopping there.
This land in South Bay,
all this is home to me,
is Stuart Stein's livelihood.
Sugarcane that we planted back in September.
That's why he's glad to see lawmakers and the governor coming up with a revised reservoir bill to build a smaller, deeper reservoir only on state land.
All that working together, I think, will be a good thing in the end.
Today, after touring the area south of Lake Okeechobee, Governor Rick Scott signed that bill into law.
South of the lake, that's a big deal.
But now Stein says the focus should be on repairing this Herbert Hoover dike, which brings painful memories years ago.
Family members were lost on one side of the family during the 28 hurricane.
Very important to me that we get the dike fixed.
The governor says this is another piece of the puzzle to solve water issues and water quality. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is currently in the process of reinforcing the dike to be completed by 2025. Tonight, Governor Rick Scott is trying to convince state legislators to speed up repairs.
I'm going to continue to work with our legislature to make sure we help jumpstart this with $200 million. We're going to make sure this money is allocated.
And that's something everyone here in the Glades can get on board with.
Being sure that that dike is secure for our safety for the communities around the lake.
Alex Hagan, WPTV News Channel 5.
Congress and the president still need to authorize the federal share of the bill to build the reservoir. The federal money is half of the $1.6 billion total cost for that project. Steve?
Well, good morning, everyone. It's going to be a very warm day today. Here's a live look from our Live 5 camera at the Jupiter Inlet Lighthouse. And notice we do have lots of high clouds sitting overhead, and that will be the trend throughout the day today. So we'll call it filtered sunshine, but enough sunshine to warm us up into the low 90s. Plus, it's going to be quite windy outside with winds of 25, maybe 30 miles per hour. Right now, sitting at 81 degrees, so we warmed up quickly this morning. Humidity 60%, winds out of the south at 11. And again, as the day goes on, the winds will pick on up, becoming much windier as the day heads into the afternoon hours. All right, so with that said, right now we're sitting at 82 in Boca, 82 Stewart, 80 is the current reading in Vero, and 79 over towards Indiantown. And the winds are picking on up. They were much lighter earlier this morning, but now we're seeing winds up to about 15 miles per hour. And as the day goes on, the winds will become more and more blustery. Notice lots of clouds sitting on top of us, but these are those thin upper level clouds, and they'll continue to feed through as the day goes on. We do have a cool front moving into the northern part of the state, and you can see showers and thunderstorms along that front. And all of this active weather is going to hang out across northern Florida today. But as we head into tomorrow for Mother's Day, this front will push southward, bringing us an increasing chance of showers and thunderstorms as well. But for today, ahead of that front, it is going to be very, very warm. The record high for today in Vero Beach is 93 degrees, and that's the forecasted high. So we could tie it or maybe even beat it if we get enough sunshine. It was set back in 1974, and the average for this time of year is 84. So temperatures will be well above average by about 10 degrees or so. So here's the current setup. We have an area of lower pressure right here. There's the cool front triggering the showers and the storms. Ahead of it for us, southwesterly winds really bringing in that warm weather, and again kicking up the winds as well. Now tomorrow for Mother's Day, the front sags southward, and as a result, we're going to start to see at least the threat of some showers and thunderstorms as well. We'll have more clouds around, and as a result,